Speaker of the House Mike Johnson is not telling the whole story when it comes to the special elections that were held last night, Tuesday night in Florida. Now, he's declaring some kind of massive victory and saying Republicans are back up to their full majority, which is true. They have the same number of seats now as they did after the November election when they started this new Congress. Um, but there's a couple things wrong with that. One, these were seats that Donald Trump carried by like 30 points in each district. Like, it was ridiculous how heavily Republican these districts were. Um, and they only won by with 57% of the vote. Democrats made a vast improvement, but you're not hearing that from Republicans. Democrats put on a good show in both of these districts, and it was much tighter than it should have been, which is a bad showing for Republicans. And the other part of that is their margin, while right now is as big as it has been this entire Congress, is still not that large. They can afford to lose like 4 votes right now, I think. I believe it is 220 to 213 right now. Whereas when this Congress started, it was 220 to 215. There are 2 Democratic seats that are currently vacant due to the passing of 2 different Democratic members of Congress. So when those 2 seats get filled, it will be back to 220 to 215, more than likely. And that means they can lose 3 votes when everybody is seated. Right now, they can still lose 5, I think, maybe 4. Either way, that is some of the thinnest margins in congressional history in like 100 years. They can barely pass anything if they get their entire caucus on the same side and agreeing on everything, let alone trying to, pass anything with such a slim margin. If anybody objects to anything, it makes it that much harder, which is why I was pushing so hard, hoping that we could take those seats. And now we'll see if Republicans actually learn anything from this. It doesn't sound like they have so far. They should be very worried about other elections going forward. Now we'll see how turnout shows up for other seats and other races, because there's special elections going on, or there will be in varying races, because there always is. And we'll have to see how that turns out going into the midterms. But Republicans aren't taking the right message from this. They're going to try to declare victory over this when, while they still won, it wasn't as decisive as they normally would have been.